We are now coming to the end of the Holy Nation playthrough, which means a new series is about to start. So if I could ask you guys to kindly put some name recommendations down below, because we are going to need a lot of names for the playthrough that I think it should be a pretty good fun to do. We have had a little scout out of Heft, and with that I realised that Peter, Dexter and GNU, just the three of them should be able to take out Heft pretty quickly and easily. But it brings us to the next point, which is that Igor is going to attack us soon. And if Igor spawns in the same place that the other United Cities attacks spawn in, they will be spawning super close to our base. And we will not have enough time to kill off Emperor Tengu and get back to the base before Igor and United Cities show up and just wipe out the rest of the base. So the Adventurer squad that is not Peter, Dexter or GNU has been sent back to the base. They're going to swing through Ochre and Shield, go down through Skinner's Rome, swing by Bad Teeth and then get into the base. So at least this way we should have a little bit of defense. So once the attack comes, they should be able to hold until Peter, GNU and Dexter can get back and then start wrecking everyone that thinks that they can attack us, because they can't attack us because we are the Holy Nation. With that super long intro done, let's get on with the episode. As you can see, the Triangle Bandits are attacking the United Cities already, and the Triangle Bandits are doing a little bit too well against United Cities. It's fine for us because obviously the more of them they take out, the better chance that we have. But normally these Triangle Bandits would have got spanked and not stood a chance against the United Cities defenders. But yeah, the Triangle Bandits are doing okay. Are they winning? No, but they are holding their ground, which is something that shouldn't really happen. Thinking then it was the right call to send the rest of the Adventurer squad back, because these guys are not going to put up much of a fight. We're already taking a bunch of them out, and they just don't have the numbers to be a real issue for the Three Musketeers as such. So with that, we are on for a winner. If there was more of them, yeah, it would be an issue because of the 5x attack slots, but there isn't that many. If we fought all of them at once, yeah, that would be a problem, but we're not fighting them all at once and they're all a bit piecemeal. We're going to bring Dexter in because Dexter, yeah, he can pretty much just one-shot almost anything that he fights. Sometimes if he gets hit a good hit on the armor, then it will take 2-3 shots. But generally, Dexter's just crazy good, and he also has a super fast attack speed and quite high damage, which generally staggers and stuns people, so he can get them into stun locks and take them down. Whereas he doesn't have to worry about that too much himself. The hardest part of the siege is already done, and that is just getting through the front gate and creating a bridgehead. And now we look around and a lot of the buildings are destroyed, which means we're not going to have people hiding in them and then being able to jump out and attack us. So there is a sweet all in the way of defenders, whereas normally this place is just packed full of people, packed full of guards. But right now, taking out those slave farms, slave mines and all of that fun stuff has just ruined the United Cities. Thinking, given that we had way more fighters now and our guys are better equipped and better trained, I think we probably could have taken on Heft whilst it was in its prime with our whole squad if everyone came in and everyone fought. And if I could actually learn how to micro, that would help quite a lot as well, because my micro absolutely sucks. Been trying to play some StarCraft 2 to get my micro up. But yeah, man, Bronze League hero over here. The backbone of Heft is now broken, so we don't need to worry too much about anyone really being able to sneak up on us or take us out. I imagine Emperor Tengu's still going to have a few defenders left, and the Adventurer squad is making its way across. Slowly, but is getting back to the base. So what we got to hope is that they are close enough before the Igor, it's like Noble's Wrath, I think it's called, or like Igor's Revenge. One of those two comes in and basically will just wipe out our base. We don't really have anything back at base that can fight. We got a few turrets, but against United Cities and them in their samurai plate, we would just get overrun and done. So the other squad needs to get back in time just for that. But obviously we will take out any robots and in United Cities that we can. And then once we're pretty sure that the town is, I wouldn't say safe, but we'll call it pacified, then we'll move it into the tower to take out Tengu, because what we don't want is a whole bunch of guards and people hiding in different places coming up behind us and then us getting overrun, because we are not in a situation really where we can get someone back in to go and help them out. Obviously GNU could escape pretty quick and then just release everyone else, but then there is a chance that Dexter might bleed out, a very slim chance, but all points considering, it is not a risk worth taking, and this way we would definitely have an advantage. Looks like some rebel farmers have decided to try and ambush the adventurer squad, which is a very silly idea. There is a lot of them with some of the best equipment in the game, and against a bunch of people with hose and sticks, yeah, they do not stand much of a chance. So what I think is we'll get A1 back together, we'll clear out the rebel farmers, and then instead of having A1 run together, which is causing a slight issue because they all run at the speed of the slowest person, which kind of makes sense, but that just means that things can catch up with them. Then when things can catch up with them, they will get split up anyway, and then it all goes a little bit messy. So this way what we're going to do is we're going to get everyone to run at separate speeds, so they can run at the top speed that they can, and then everyone will just regroup at Oakland Shield. So if people get damaged, fall behind, things go wrong, all that needs to happen is we can just bounce someone back to pick them up or help them, but they will at least be at Oakland Shield. We'll leave a couple guys there, then anyone that gets there, and once we have enough of them, they can just continue down to the base. Thinking that should be a win-win situation, nobody gets left behind, and then everyone moves as quickly as the fastest person within a idea. Means the base will be well defended because a lot of guys will be coming down, the slowest guys won't hold up the quickest, and then also the quickest should be in an opportunity or a situation to be able to help the slowest, so this will be a fairly quick way to get them there. Not the quickest way. If we'd just gone across the Black Desert, that probably would have been quicker, but having that many people move across the Black Desert, and with some of the nasties in there, if you're not microing, a lot of people will die. If you watch the Hiver playthrough, we lose a lot of hives trying to run across the Black Desert when you're not paying attention. There is so many things in there that can body them, starting from spiders up to mecha leviathans, and what we are doing is we're just having a little scout out because the Noble's Wrath showed up, but I cannot seem to see it on the map. But details. We have the first wave heading down to the base, so this should keep it secure enough until the rest of the squad can show up, and then all we need to do is just wait until Peter, Gnu and Dexter have finished off Tengu and the rest of those that are in heft, and then they can run straight back across as well. Those guys can go across the Black Desert, absolutely no worries. Even if they get knocked down, they should be up pretty quick. And they have decent hit points and regen, so that's not going to be a problem, but looking like we are going to be in a super sweet situation to defend off the United Cities attack. We have delayed enough now, so the plan was we wanted to get the squad back to the base because that was number one priority, because we know that these three guards are going to be able to take out Tengu, absolutely no issue, and all of his guards, but we need to make sure everyone was in a situation that we weren't just going to get absolutely wrecked by Igor's assault when it came through. And now it looks like most people are heading towards the base or at the base now, so let's go and wreck some face. Tengu is going to have a lot of guards. They are still going to have some pretty bad stats just because we took out the slave farms, which means they're not eating, which means they've got starvation, and starvation absolutely ruins your stats in this game. So they're not going to be attacking as fast, they're not going to be causing as much damage. Like, look at them, they look like they're moving in slow-mo. And then we just have Gnu absolutely shredding people, Peter doing what he can, which is quite a lot, absolute powerhouse as well. And then also, thankfully, due to the outpost being so big, Dexter's pathing doesn't mess up too bad. It messes up a bit, like it's not great, but he is able to actually get in and cause some damage. Let's go stab Tengu in the face. Now that is one of the characters I like the least in Kenshi. Tengu is absolute goat. just has no redeeming qualities as a character. Esther, you know, she helped save the shack from certain annihilation. That's kind of cool. Opened the borders to humans and other traders. So Esther has some points going for her. High Lord Phoenix, you know, he holds his nation together, that's about it. Like, I've been researching into lore because I'm going to put a lore video out soon. It turns out when he was 16, he judged his family not pure enough and so burnt them all to death. You know, great guy. If I'd known that, we probably wouldn't be doing a Holy Nation playthrough, but details. So it looks like Tengu's going to be upstairs because he's not on his throne. Does have a whole bunch of guards. What's that, like maybe 16 of them up here, which is going to be good. Once that guy's down, it's going to be 15. He does have the Silent Knight, who is that big, thick chappy there, running around in the samurai plate, who has what looks like a Meitu Dachi, which is a shame because they are one of my favourite weapons in Kenshi, and I would have loved to have one earlier on in the playthrough because they have a crazy good damage, attack speed, cleave, or they are wicked bits of kit. But unfortunately, it is looking like this is going to be the last episode, so we're not really going to be able to put too much use. We will take it with us, so then we can actually just start shredding things. Is it just me, or does it sound like they've changed the audio in the outpost? Yeah, I haven't noticed it echoing when you're fighting in outposts before. That might have just been me being a fool. But it looks like Tengu has finally woken up and has decided to join in the fight. So we'll send Dexter over to say hi, so he's already got 1 hit in, and that's 2. So Tengu got 2 shot by Dexter, which I think is fair enough. He's only an Emperor and he's in pretty poor kit, and he doesn't have the best stats. But details. We do have the Silent Knight, who is still fighting somewhat. Everyone else seems to be falling, and camera angles are all messing up. Looks like we've got a sort, so we don't need to worry too much about that. Dexter is down, but that is kind of to be expected. We are fighting things with high bleed damage and cut damage, which are super effective against animals, but Dexter will be healed up nice and quick, and then he'll be back into the fight. Peter and GNU are doing their bit, but that Silent Knight is doing surprisingly well. His stats aren't crazy good, they're decent, they're like up in the 80s, 90s, so kind of just a little bit lower than the Bugmaster, but then he does have full masterwork. Actually, it's not masterwork, I think specialist grade samurai kit just from the damage he was taking. It could be masterwork, but either way, he will eventually go down when GNU and there we go. He's down. Don't need to worry about too much about that. So we have finally wiped everyone out. That didn't take too long, considering we only had 3 people taking on the whole of Heft. I think that is good going. So we have GNU has picked up Tengu, and between the 3 of them we're going to try to run back to the base as quickly as we can and hopefully get in before the Noble's Wrath. Is it going to happen? Most likely not, but if it's a big attack, ideally the rest of the adventure squad should be able to hold the line long enough for these 3 to get back. If not, it's going to be pretty much game over, and also if the guys get back in time to finish off the United Cities attack, then it is game over as well, because we will then have completed all of the objectives of this playthrough, and the next series is under work, and I think it is going to be something pretty special. Going to be a little bit different to what I normally do with how I normally edit and put things out, so it'll be once every 2 days, but the quality is going to be a lot better and there's going to be a lot more going on. So just make sure your notifications are turned on, so when it's uploaded you guys can see it, because I think it should be something pretty special. Definitely better than what I'm doing at the moment, because I've decided that maybe a little bit more time to create better quality videos is going to be better than trying to upload every day, because that's what I've been trying to do, is upload every day, and I think after about the 15th episode they're not as good as when they first start, if that makes sense. So trying to get better quality content for you guys. The United Cities attack has arrived at the base. That was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. Peter, GNU and Dexter are miles away, so we pretty much just have the adventurer squad and then anyone at the base that we've been able to free up to fight. Our turrets are going to be absolutely useless against the samurai armor unless they get through one of the gaps or hit someone in the head, which is a possibility but unlikely, and so let's get on with it. The Vanguard seems to be being dealt with rather quickly, which is a good sign. We should have some Holy Nation with us, because they are meant to have come and sent some support, but I can't really see them at the moment, which isn't a massive issue. They wouldn't have done too much, they would have just been able to tie people up. But as you can see, the other 3 guys, so Peter, Dexter and GNU, are miles away. They're not even past Shobutai yet, so if the fight comes to us any quicker than it is at the moment, we look like we'll actually probably hold without them, which is kind of surprising, but it's only because the United Cities are coming piecemeal, so we are just pulling them apart. Well, I wouldn't really say pulling them apart, they're just showing up fractured, and when we fight them in piecemeal we can absolutely devastate them. We got better armor, we got better stats and better equipment, so if there's more of us against them, we will have a pretty good chance of always winning. If the whole horde shows up, which with the 3 times raid size, it should be absolutely huge, and we will be in a lot of trouble. That is pretty safe to say, but for some reason this area, they're not showing up altogether. Same as we had in the last playthrough, things just getting twisted and coming in piecemeal. So we do have Igor, and his stats aren't so great. See, it's strange because I thought he would have been a Southern Hive Praetorian, but he's just a soldier drone. So he's only got like 100 in most body parts, and obviously his head's uncovered. Yeah, and he's down. Right, that was a particularly anticlimactic end to the series. I was expecting like some big battle, like fighting tooth and nail. Will we hold, will we not? And yeah, we just wiped out the United Cities like that. To be fair, we did scale super quick in about the last 4 episodes. We got super out of control. And in the next series, that shouldn't happen. Shouldn't be in the keyword. But yeah, anticlimactic end to the series. Terribly sorry about that. Was expecting a lot more. But without any bringing the episode to the end, so I'll catch you guys on the next series.